So Dr. Anton, how do the CO2 lasers of today differ from the ones, let's say, 10 or 15 years ago?
Lasers have a very high-tech charm about them, and usually because the frequency of the light hits a certain frequency of pigment, and it's like a silver bullet. It's like tattoo removing. It doesn't hurt the skin, but it hits the dark pigments. CO2 laser is something that just isn't color dependent, and it will basically burn in a very precise way, ablate the top layers of the skin. In days gone by, this layer was much more powerful. This laser was much more powerful. It penetrated the skin deeper and created more damage. We realized with time we don't need to go that deep, that aggressively. And then it's also became very fractionated. So every time that micro pulses of this laser occur, it skips from one area to another area to another area. Meanwhile, lets this area cool. And then by the time this is cool, then it'll come back to a spot right next to it. So you can actually see the laser jumping around in a kind of a light show, but and that's the fractionated version of it. It lets the skin heal in between these little microbursts, creating just and the end result is just a light brown layer that generally peels off over a week, and the skin is very rejuvenated underneath. So we've been able to dial in the CO2 lasers much, much better.
So Dr. Anton, I think it's important that we share with the viewers that when you use the word injuring the skin through those CO2 lasers, that's a positive thing. But can you explain the details of why that's such a positive thing?
Well, you want to do it in a very controlled way. Wherever we operate, we're injuring some cells. And ideally, we really only want to have the cell that I have to touch to know that I'm there. Same thing with the laser. We only want the very top layer to just have a controlled stimulation for collagen regrowth. That's essentially what we're trying to achieve. And with the new fractionated lasers, we're able to achieve that in a very predictable way.